Joined now by Luc Chenier, the play-by-play announcer for the Gatineau Olympiques, who are going to be in town Thursday, December 8th. 9 NHL drafted players battling for first in the division in the West. Maybe they were expected to win that division healthily, but they've had a lot of injuries. Are the fans and the team happy with where they're at in the standings right now?
I think that we do okay with the standing that we got right now. We would for sure love to be in front of Sherbrooke, but unfortunately, because of all the injury that we got since the beginning of the year, and it's not third line or fourth line players that they are injured. At one point, we used to have 8 players that they usually play into the first, second, and even the third line on our team. I think because of that, some of the players, they step up and they were able to tell the coach, hey, by the way, Mr. Coach, if you got some injury, I'm okay to play. That's one of the reasons why we still are not that bad in the standing. Probably not where the Olympics should be, but with everything that we went through, we're going to take what we got right now.
Talk about that contingent of NHL drafted players and standing out perhaps as Zach Dean because he's a first-round draft pick of the Vegas Golden Knights. Just talk about Zach's season so far.
I think he had a slow start this year. He's not used to start this season because the last 2 seasons he was injured. But I would say that since they put Sam Savoie on his line, it seems like it gave him a boost. Now Zach Dean is playing as an NHL first-round pick. He's getting points on the board. The only thing is, it's that before it seems like there's something missing on his game. And I think for Zach Dean, and I was talking with the person who's taking care of Cape Breton's players in Quebec, that he might need some second speed. So that way, when he's going to get caught by defensemen, he's going to be able to go around them. Zach at 32 points so far, 16 goals. He's responding of what we are looking for.
Anyone else standing out to you that you think is really going to be able to make an impact at the pro level down the road?
I think the one that will be making a great impact is Tristan Luneau. Tristan Luneau is a defenseman. Last year was not able to do what he usually do on the ice because he had an injury to the knee. So he was not able to compete as a level that he wants to compete. But this year, he's phenomenal. He's a great hockey player. He's smart on the ice. He's physical. He's a 6'1", 6'2". He's so smart on the ice. And this is why this guy was drafted number 1 in the queue a few years ago. And I'm pretty sure that if it would not have been for his injury that he had to the knee last year, he would probably be selected first round this year. But I told him last Sunday, I said, hey, I'm trying to find a player that dominate as what you are doing right now for the Olympics in the past. And I'm going way far. Alexandre Carrier, who played for the Olympics. Now he's playing for the Preds in the NHL. But so far, he's probably one of the best defensemen that we ever had in the history of the organization.
For those who don't know, Luc played with the Olympique and then has been the announcer for a long time. So certainly one qualified to talk about the subject. When the Eagles drafted Ivan, everybody was kind of in a hoopla about the fact that he had such a unique name. And now Gatineau has a Marcel Marcel. How much excitement was there around Marcel coming in, and how's he been for Gatineau?
He's strong. He's a big boy. And it took him maybe a month and a half to start playing a role into the team, because when they're coming from overseas, it's hard. New culture, new kind of play hockey. The ice surface is smaller than what he used to play. But I would say his last 10, 12 game that he played, unfortunately, he got an injury, but he should be back maybe this weekend against Rimouski. But I would say that this guy has got an impact now into the team. He could be easily our second centerman or our third centerman, all depending if the Gatineau Olympics are doing some trade at Christmas time. He's not as fast as some players that we saw in the past, those European players that came to the Olympics. But I can tell you that he's a strong boy. He can use his body to give a lot of body check, and this is what he's doing. He was putting points on the scoreboard night after night before his injuries. Certainly, he's going to have a big impact in the playoff.
Wanted to look at that class of 2020, so to speak, when the Olympique had the 4 picks in the first 8. You talked about how great Tristan Luneau has been. Unfortunately, Noah Warren was hurt, and Antonin Varreau just returning to the lineup.
That's correct.
And Samuel Savoie has been playing all season. Just tell us about that group of 4, and are they developing as expected? Is that the group that's going to carry this team to glory?
I think, yes, they need to carry this team. And I think talking a lot about Luneau, but like you said, Varreau is a very high-skilled player. Unfortunately, he was not able to play at the beginning of the year. He had a surgery, but he is very, very good too. Savoie, he's a high-level player, so he skates a lot. Savoie is bringing another dimension to the game because he's very physical and because of his speed, there's a lot of opening in front of him. And let's talk about Noah Warren. He's a big boy. He's got all the tools to play into the NHL, but he needs to find his playing situation that he had last year, because last year he was dominating the defense. But this year it seems like when you're coming back from an NHL camp and you were injured after, so he didn't play too much, but he's on the urge of being that player that was drafted. I think that when a team's got a chance to pick 4 quality guys, this is why the window for the Olympic is open this year. There is some team in the league too. Quebec is there, Halifax is there, Sherbrooke is there. But I think when you do have 4 first-round pick into the midget draft, you need to win at one point.
Great insight on what's going on in Gatineau, Luke. Look forward to seeing it Center 200. Have fun watching the team this year.
Thanks a lot, Patrick.
That is Luc Chenier. He is the voice of the Gatineau Olympiques, joining us at the intermission. His Gatineau team will be coming to town on Thursday to take on the Eagles. You're listening to Cape Breton Credit Union Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.